Hello, Aggies, and welcome to another edition of Aggie News. I'm Daisy Williams.
And I'm Caitlin Parker.
Today, we have more on a possible increase to student tuition on A&T's campus due to napping pods.
A recap of a visit from writer, actress, and producer Issa Rae, and some things to know about music festivals that are quickly approaching. Today is February 22nd. Stay tuned for more. With the 2024 presidential election approaching, President Biden's mental and physical capabilities have been under scrutiny. There are concerns about Biden's memory diminishing as he grows older.
The president's history of mistakenly reading teleprompter instructions, struggling to remember names and dates, and the most recent incident of handling classified documents has ignited debate of whether he is still fit to maintain his position for the next 4 years. Special Counsel Member Robert Hur described President Biden as an elderly man with a poor memory. Biden, his staff, and neurologists across the country deny the claim.
However, medical professionals deem Biden as fit to continue in the election season, as misstating names and dates is common under stress, especially with increased age. Though the president has a stamp of approval from neurologists, Democratic voters across the country worry that Biden may be incapable of fulfilling his duties amid re-election. More to come soon.
For the month of February, employees of the Durham County school system have been participating in sick-outs. These sick-outs are used to take the place of North Carolina government employee strike. Teachers and bus drivers across the school system have been calling in sick for not receiving better pay.
The sick-outs have highlighted key strategic differences between groups that advocate for public employees. There's debate over whether calling out sick in this instance constitutes a strike under state law. As of recent, schools in Durham County are back open with town hall meetings in session to rectify the school system's recent issues.
The Bluford Library on the campus of North Carolina A&T would be potentially adding to the student tuition bill to fund napping pods. Reporter Rhea Edwards brings us the answer to two really important questions. How would this affect students, and is this in their best interest?
Napping pods may be a new addition to the FD Bluford Library. Libraries are invited to apply for funding that supports a new or improved program. This competitive grant program allows libraries to focus on meeting their students' needs and is due March 1st.
So the napping pods are these self-contained units with a privacy visor. They'll also have piped-in music and adjustable lighting. Our plan is to put the napping pods in our current meditation and reflection space up on the third floor, the quiet floor. So we're thinking that the quiet floor so that students can take a break and rest. As the student success librarian, I think a lot about how our students can be successful here in Bluford Library. And we know that sleep is related to mental health.
If Bluford Library receives the grant, there will be 2 sleeping pods put in place. If there is positive feedback from students, there will be more purchased.
A few Aggies in the library were open to give their opinions on the proposal.
Need a space that they can come, have comfort in, other than their dorm.
I feel like it will be very innovative, I would say, only because the library is very quiet, it's very efficient, and it's definitely a place somewhere they can get a lot of things done at one time.
With more data and feedback from students, it can successfully be submitted. The survey can be found on their Instagram page at @FBluford. This is Rhea Edwards for Aggie News.
North Carolina A&T broke ground today on Bluford Residence Hall. This will be the school's first new dorm in nearly 2 decades, the school announced on Wednesday. The groundbreaking happened at the construction site on Bluford and Nacho Streets in East Greensboro.
The school announced plans for Bluford Resident Hall in 2018. The North Carolina General Assembly has approved the project, which will cost about $64 million. The University of North Carolina Board of Governors issued about $59 million in bonds on behalf of North Carolina A&T last summer to pay for construction.
That's right, Daisy. The dorm will be located across from Harrison Auditorium. It will have 405 student beds and include amenities such as a gaming room, full kitchens on each floor, on-site laundry, close proximity to academic classrooms, Williams Dining Hall, FD Bluford Library, and student gathering spots. Construction is expected to be complete by spring 2026. A somber mood has settled over the University of North Carolina at Greensboro as students come to terms with the elimination of 20 of its programs. Daisy Williams spoke with students and faculty members to find reasoning for this powerful decision.
Despite the rapid increase of enrollment at North Carolina A&T, the neighboring PWI, the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, has not been doing well financially, at least for the past 3 years. Now, in the year of 2019, the university only had 12,000 students admitted into select programs. Now, fast forward to the year of 2022, the university only had 11,000 students admitted into select programs. That's almost an 11% decrease. Now, because of this, Chancellor Franklin Gilliman says that the university is almost forced to cut at least 20 programs. This decision is a key milestone in an academic review that the university started back in 2022.
I did that to protect the academic core, but our choices now leave us where we have to look at the academic core.
But the process has drawn criticism for some university employees and students. The review includes the university's full academic portfolio, including undergraduate majors, minors.
Made it so very clear that they have no interest in being respectful or transparent towards the students, towards the faculty.
I think it's really, really important that we recognize that this is a really painful and tragic process that's going on, that we are actually mourning, like not ironically mourning, but actually mourning the loss of these programs and what that means for our university as well as our students.
When the fall of 2024 semester begins, new students will not be admitted to the discontinued programs.
Nobody feels good about it. Period, full stop. I understand that. But our job is to do the right thing and make the right decisions for the entire university.
I'm Daisy Williams, reporting for Aggie News. Students, here are a few dates to keep in mind moving forward in the semester. March 1st marks the deadline for housing applications, accompanied by a $175 application fee. Following this, dorms will close for spring break on March 2nd, resuming operations on March 10th at 9 a.m.
Midterm grades are due on March 14th, so Aggies stay vigilant about your academic progress. Also, on April 1st, special population fall registration will begin.
Finally, mark your calendars for a Wellness Day on April 8th, a time for students to focus on self-care and mental well-being. Stay tuned for more updates. Early voting in Guilford County began Thursday, February 15th and ends Saturday, March 2nd. Local HBCU North Carolina A&T's polling sites were returned earlier in the year, making it more accessible for students to vote. There are 8 candidates in the running for North Carolina governor in Guilford County to take the place of Roy Cooper. Candidates including Gary Fox, Michael Morgan, Josh Stein, Sherelle Booker, and Marcus Williams will be representing the Democratic Party. Representing the Republican Party, Dale Fowle, Bill Graham, and Mark Robinson. Lastly, Mark Ross and Aishanan Bray will be representing the Libertarian Party. This is major with the legislation passed to reduce the power of the governor's office. Early voting for the 2024 primary election is currently happening in Guilford County. Kayla Hare has some important tips to know before you head to the polls.
Super Tuesday for the 2024 primary election on March 5th is less than 2 weeks away. There are over 17 early voting sites in Guilford County alone that will be open until Saturday, March 2nd for early voting. One of the sites is on the campus of North Carolina A&T at the Dudley Museum. It is open from 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. on weekdays with additional hours on the weekends. Eligible registered voters can show up with their photo ID to vote in person at this site. Guilford County residents and even students are able to register and vote at the same time during early voting.
I actually came here with no information at all. I didn't even come ready to vote. I actually came just to register, but it's same day Like if you register today, you have to vote today.
For your benefit, candidate lists are available on the State of Board's election websites to provide you with information about current candidates. If you are unable to make it to a polling site, absentee ballots can still be requested, which allows you to vote by mail or drop box. For more information or any questions, visit www.guilfordelections.org or call 336-641-3836.
The economy is changing and growing every day, and our young voices matter. We need to get in here and we need to get to voting, period.
People and politics. Check out the new Aggie News political segment on our YouTube channel under the political playlist. Here you will find an understandable breakdown of local, national, and international political news for students.
In a time when politics has become a sensitive topic, affairs of state encompass our homes, communities, and relationships. As students, we have the ability to shape election outcomes and condition the future of an informed democracy. Furthermore, as student journalists, we strive to bring you the real facts with evidence, crafting news stories to serve the public interest. This is Pride, People, and Politics.
Stay tuned for a new coffee shop open to the Greensboro community and how Queen Bee is breaking country music records. All of this and more with Aggie News after this short break.
I'm Sarah Sider in Minneapolis.
I'm Dr. Sanjay Gupta in New York.
I'm Kyon Wall in Salt Lake City.
I'm Miguel Marquez in Brooklyn Center, Minnesota.
I'm Adrienne Broadus in Chicago.
I'm Omar Jimenez in Minneapolis.
This is the screen where it happens. The moments that can change the world.
These are the faces we see, the voices we empower.
Who's on the screen and who's behind it.
This is the work that continues, who we are today and what we can become.
This is where our curiosity can lead us when inclusion matters.
This is why more perspectives make us stronger and how our mission can inspire tomorrow.
This is journalism that reflects the world we live in.
Honoring a trailblazing couple who have served the Greensboro community. Reporter Deja Gardner shows us an honorary monument to celebrate the two.
Deja Gardner coming to you right here in downtown Greensboro at the unveiling ceremony, honoring historic couple who continues to make an impact within the Greensboro community as well as the state of North Carolina.
Tuesday, February 21 honors the Chief Justice Henry Fry and wife Shirley Fry. The Greensboro community unveiled the sculpture of the couple, also known as the Dynamic Duo. The ceremony consisted of state representatives expressing their gratitude and a thank you message from the historic couple.
We believe sincerely that we were placed on this earth not to be served, but to serve.
The NCA&T Gospel Choir were able to partake in this ceremony, and the creator of the sculpture who explains her passion.
The face is like the geography of the soul, and it shows a life well lived.
The Bryan Foundation and many city representatives also brought the vision to reality. Here was Attorney Outling with more.
We at the Brooks Pierce Law Firm were thinking about a way to honor our former colleague, Chief Justice Henry Fry. And Alan Johnson of the News and Record wrote an editorial, coincidentally, about the need to honor him while he's still here with us.
The 600-pound sculpture marks history in the making in the downtown area of Greensboro. Mayor Nancy Vaughn hopes this will motivate citizens.
Well, I'm encouraged that when people see this statue, I hope they're going to wonder really who Shirley and Henry are and realize that if you've got passion and commitment, anything can happen.
This bronze and marble statue is located at Center City Park. Take a look at the trailblazing A&T alum who continues to serve locally and globally. I'm Deja Garner reporting in Greensboro, Aggie News.
Breaking grounds in Greensboro, Filter Coffee, a Black woman-owned coffee shop. Our very own Daisy Williams shows us how it isn't just brewing exceptional coffee, but it's also igniting a vibrant atmosphere with the fusion of a coffee shop and hookah lounge.
25. That's how many coffee shops that have moved into the Triad region in the past 2 years. Now the Whitsets, the couple that brought you Marjay's Wine Bar, cocktails, and mocktails, have opened Filter Coffee, which is a groundbreaking Black-owned and women-owned coffee shop. The Whitsets have built a long-lasting enterprise in the heart of Greensboro. From a wine bar to a coffee shop, it isn't rare to see them behind the counter.
We actually got lucky because we was able to open the coffee shop directly across the street from Marjay's.
Located on Beeman Place, Filter Coffee is a unique coffee and hookah lounge that offers a sophisticated and relaxed atmosphere for people to work, study, and meet. As we continue to celebrate Black History Month, it is important to note why supporting Black businesses will always make a lasting impact on them.
All these places, and it's just like you go in there and like you feel comfortable, like you see people that look like you, and people behind the bar look like you.
The Whitsets pride themselves on being a higher-end coffee shop that caters to diverse individuals.
And we have received so much great feedback from the community of coffee lovers. Of course, about our beautiful space, but also being an inclusive environment and having welcoming staff.
By supporting Black-owned coffee shops, individuals promote diversity and representation within the business landscape. Every cup tells a story, and Filter Coffee is where every sip is a celebration.
My wife is able to enjoy her two favorite things, coffee and wine. What better way than to go the Whitset way?
I'm Daisy Williams, Aggie News.
The latest guest from the Chancellor's Speaker was CEO, producer, actress, and writer Issa Rae. She spoke to Aggie's at the Corbett Sports Center on Wednesday evening with the conversation titled Standing on Business. Stay tuned for next week's show to see how the event unfolded with reporter Mercy Secor. The Queen proves her name once again. Her venture into the country music scene took many fans by surprise, but was met with widespread acclaim. Her country music debut soared to the top 10 charts, demonstrating her ability to captivate audiences across various music genres. Spring is making its way in. While there's a lot of blooming and changing, there's a lot of pre-summer fun to be had. Might I suggest a festival or two? There are many festivals in the spring coming our way, such as Rolling Loud in Los Angeles, California in March. Artists such as Kanye West, Ty Dolla $ign, Nicki Minaj, Post Malone, Future, and Metro Boomin will be headlining for their designated days over the course of the weekend. Other festivals include Aggie Fest, of course, and even North Carolina's very own Dreamville. Tickets are now available. Coming up after the break, we will be bringing you weather and sports headlines of the week.
Today, it feels like we're all just coming apart. The strain on us is very real, but so too is our strength. Led by the love of these cities, the Triad, our home. Together, we are finding solutions to problems we all share. You've joined in the activism to save lives and feed the hungry, honored and thanked veterans, saluted local heroes, and celebrated diversity, inclusion, and the spirit of excellence. You've elevated women and shined a light on those who the world doesn't often see. You are the thread that holds us together, helping to craft a better tomorrow. And for 70 years, this is where you've stayed connected. WXII 12.
I'm meteorologist Dana Wilson here, and this morning a cold front moved across the Triad, delivering approximately a tenth to a quarter inch of rain in the southern Piedmont. But as today progresses, as it already has, temperatures will rise to the lower 60s with skies gradually clearing up. Overnight lows to be in the upper 30s, 39. Moving into the weekend, a second cold front dives southward on Saturday, bringing a 40% chance of light rain. In the afternoon, highs will cool to the lower 50s, 52 on Saturday with the drop to 27 Saturday night. So if you're going to be taking a night on the town, make sure that you bring a windbreaker. Then high pressure builds up on Sunday with sunny skies. High temperatures are going to return to the lower 60s. Headed to the work week, I've actually got some pretty good news for you.
Temperatures warm up to the 60s on Monday, mostly sunny skies with a high of 65. Tuesday in the upper 60s. 62 is our high, low of 56. And then on Wednesday, we're seeing temperatures as high as 72. So if you've paid attention, we've told you spring could possibly be coming earlier, and these temperatures are surely showing signs. Now, through these 3 days, clouds will be building up, but rain chances are going to remain low, around 20%. So a good week is ahead, and I hope you take advantage of this weekend.
Welcome back to Aggie Sports. I'm Colin Avery, your sports anchor in this week's edition of Aggie News. Our baseball Aggies started their season with the bats blazing as they swept their opening series opponent, the University of Maryland Eastern Shore. First game of the series, they won 5-2 following a 12-2 victory in Game 2, and they completed the sweep with a 5-1 victory on Sunday.
Opening day, there's a lot of nerves going on in the locker room, and I thought the guys handled it really well, not cracking under.
Yeah, opening day, it's a holiday for baseball, and there's always going to be a lot of nerves and jitters, and I think our team had them. I woke up this morning with those nerves. You're always going to have them, but then.
Over the past weekend, the Aggies baseball team took on a triple header against the University of Maryland Eastern Shore Hogs. I spoke with the head coach to see how he felt about the team's performance.
Anytime you can get a sweep, it's big. Winning in college baseball is tough. It's always going to be tough, and sweeping and getting 3 in a row is difficult. And we knew going into the day, I told them at the end of yesterday, they're going to come out and compete. Their coach is doing a good job with their program, and getting that thing going. And so they came out and competed. They played good baseball today. Their guys, pitchers gave them a chance. And but I was just really proud of our guys. They came out, they handled their business the right way. We played clean baseball again 3 days in a row. Evan Hart, first real weekend start of his career. It's been 2 years in the making for him, and really excited to see his development come to fruition today, and really our third quality start in the weekend. So great. I feel great about all of them. I thought everybody showed well and came out and gave what you feel like would say give you confidence in putting them out there. I don't think anybody we got in there this weekend, made you worry about getting them in the game, and I think that's a good sign.
Coach then talked about how the offense isn't just what he thinks the team will be known for as the season goes on.
This past Tuesday, the Aggies took on Gardner-Webb University and won 9-2. They now will be preparing for the Andre Dawson tournament, which is held at the Jackie Robinson Complex this weekend. My name is BJ Peak, reporting live for Aggie News.
They continued their winning streak with a 9-2 victory against Gardner-Webb on Tuesday. They will travel to Florida this weekend to compete in the Andre Dawson Classic beginning this Friday, February 23rd. The Andre Dawson Classic has been highlighting HBCU baseball programs across the nation since 2008. And this year, our Aggies will compete against 3 other HBCU programs, the Prairie View A&M Panthers, Southern Jaguars, and the Grambling State Tigers. Our women's bowling team did it again. They won another MEAC regular season championship and have won a remarkable 32 straight regular season matches against MEAC opponents. The ladies went undefeated in MEAC play this season. Their next match is the NCAT Starling Invitational at Trident Lanes. On to our other women's sports team, the Lady Aggies. They lost to Monmouth in a double overtime, 76-80 in a key CAA conference matchup. Freshman guard Paris Locke scored a career-high 18 points in the overtime loss to Monmouth. Her performance earned her the weekly honors CAA Rookie of the Week. With one of the toughest opponents coming up, they look to get back in the winning column. Our ladies Aggies take a trip to New York to face the #1 team in the conference, the Stony Brook Seawolves. Stony Brook has a 21-3 overall record and a 11-2 conference record on the year. Let's hope our Lady Aggies can knot up the conference in a huge CAA matchup. NBA All-Star Weekend was held in Indianapolis over the past weekend. The weekend filled with celebrities, NBA stars, and different events to keep the basketball fans entertained leading up to the main event. Another event that takes place during this action-packed weekend is the HBCU Classic presented by the NBA and AT&T. In this year's HBCU Classic, the Winston-Salem Rams took on the Virginia Union Panthers and defeated them 64-47. Each university received a $100,000 grant from AT&T. This was the third HBCU Classic dating back to 2020 when Howard defeated Morgan State. I'm Colin Avery with sports for Aggie News. We'll see you next week.
Thank you for joining us for this week's edition of Aggie News. Join us next week to get more on the visit from Issa Rae and more on the groundbreaking of a new building for campus housing.
Also, be sure to go check out the Pride People in Politics for an understandable breakdown of local, national, and international political news for students. I'm Caitlin Parker.
And I'm Daisy Williams with Aggie News. Thank you and see you next week.